Good evening, everybody. It's Monday, December 1st, 2025 at 6 p.m. With a quorum being present, I'll call to order the Freetown Board of Selectmen meeting. Tonight's meeting will be on Zoom as well as in person. This meeting will be recorded and will be available on our town's YouTube page. First up, we have a public hearing. This is going to be continued, but I will open the public hearing and then continue it to a future date, which we will discuss. I think this one right here. Nope, that's a different one. It's just, I just have to read this part right here, right? Okay. The Freetown Board of Selectmen, in conjunction with the Board of Assessors, will conduct a public hearing relative to selection of a residential factor that will determine the percentages of the tax burden to be borne by each class of property for fiscal year 2026. The hearing will be conducted at the Police Station Community Room, 15 Memorial Drive, East Freetown, Mass. 02717, and virtually on Zoom on Monday, December 1st, 2025 at 6 p.m. Meeting information and further agenda information, including Zoom information, will be posted on or before the close of business on November 26, 2025. Freetown Board of Selectmen. This was signed by the board. So the public hearing is now open. So we do not have the information we need yet from the Board of Assessors. So we have communicated with them, and we're thinking of continuing this into Wednesday, December 10th at 4:30 p.m. via Zoom only. Does that work for everybody?
It does.
Yes.
That work? Okay. So I will continue. I guess I'll entertain a motion to continue this public hearing to Wednesday, December 10th at 4:30 p.m.
Motion made?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Did I follow all correct procedures there? All right. How we doing? All right, so now we will move on to agenda item 2, because agenda item 1 was related to the public hearing. So agenda item 2 is discussion and vote whether to approve the open session minutes from November 3rd and November 17th, 2025. Any discussion there?
No.
No, good.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the open session minutes from 11/3 and 11/17/2025.
Motion made?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Agenda item 3, this is discussion and vote on which option of proposed four-corner improvements to put forth in our application to the state. I have to zoom all the way down.
This is a continuation of the discussion regarding the improvements to the Four Corners intersection in Assonet, Elm Street, North and South Main Street, and Water Street. We've been working on this for some time, had a couple of informational session meetings with the public, and we've met independently with the abutters directly regarding the need to make some improvements for safety concerns in this intersection. And the proposals from the engineers have been, of course, a four-way stoplight or a mini roundabout. Neither one is perfect and ideal, although the engineers strongly feel that the roundabout is a much better application and provides better safety and continuity and fluidness through that. The concern with a light, well, provides safety, but the traffic will back up to the really far, and you'll be at the light for quite some time. So there is a grant called Complete Streets that's open right now that we have to apply by January 6th, I believe. It provides for $1 million towards these kinds of situations, and we'd like to apply for it. But prior to applying for it, I want to make sure we apply for the right application, what the town wishes to do for this intersection. You know, it's I'm not gonna say it's not controversial in terms of how people feel about this intersection. I will just tell you from the engineer's point of view, they feel like the mini roundabout is the best application for this section. I know Chuck is here tonight, I don't know that there's a perfect solution to this intersection either.
Yeah, is there anyone on Zoom,
Several people.
that wanna talk about this specific topic?
I think Chuck saw an accident this weekend. I believe I drove by.
Friday night.
Yeah.
There's always been accidents. Luckily, they're nothing severe. I kind of agree with Debbie. I mean, we've hired an engineer who's a professional. Everybody has an opinion, and some are great. People that I really look up to, I've gotten great opinions from, but they are opinions. I think all opinions should be forwarded to the engineer. And again, if we don't get the grant, does the entire town have the appetite to pay $1.5 million for a roundabout? The one in East Freetown works fantastic. More room, a bigger layout. I don't know if Asona Four Corners, even with a mini roundabout, can support bigger trucks going around it, on a constant basis. But again, I think we should put all our trust into the hands of the engineer who's designing this and let him come up with what he believes to be the very best solution. And then from there, see if the town has the appetite. Because yes, we can put in for a grant, that doesn't mean you're gonna get the $1 million. You might get $100,000, you might get all the money. But, does the town have the appetite to pony up that kind of money if necessary? Because it affects us, because we drive through Asona. We drive through that intersection 10, 20 times a day, but most of the town doesn't. So does the person that lives on Dr. Bailey Road have the appetite to be taxed $1.5 million for an intersection that they're never gonna drive through? I mean, ultimately, I would dump it in the lap of the engineers firm that we've hired. They're more than competent. This is what they do for a living, and let them decide the very best decision.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is there they gave us three options. Is the suggested option 3 with the roundabout, or is it?
The suggested option from the engineer is the roundabout, correct? And the application, the grant is $1 million, and there would still be, we would still have to fund residual numbers, so this would still have to go to town meeting vote for additional funding. If we don't get the grant, I don't see it getting done at this point in time with other things we've got
Priorities.
going on, yeah. But I don't wanna miss the window of opportunity, and again, if we don't pass MBTA communities, that's another issue where we probably wouldn't get the grant either. But before I put it forth and ask for $1 million to do a roundabout, I wanna make sure it's the direction the board wants to go in. And we can forego the grant application, it comes out twice a year, it comes out now, and I believe again in May. So we can forego this round. We applied last round, but because of MBTA communities, we were denied. So it really is up to the board in which direction, we can forego this round and we can continue to do a little more outreach and more informational sessions for the public. Because we started this like a year ago, and then we stopped when the road wasn't laid out, which is what we're working on right now. So it's all really what direction you want us to go in with this.
I guess my question would be is, why wouldn't we continue on with this and try and get the money? But if we find a low-cost solution, that'll work, right? Chuck and I, as you know, have already spoken about some different things that we're trying to do, and I don't know that it'll work, but why wouldn't we try for this? And then we don't, if they accept the grant and we don't use it, is there really an issue?
No, you can always decline.
So then
the grant.
why wouldn't we try for it? And then if we all of a sudden decide, I mean, I don't know how much a traffic light is, if we decide that's the route we want to go,
A little bit less.
735,000,
Yeah.
says it on the
All right, yeah, I
ledger.
didn't.
And take
yeah,
all
so-
those numbers with a grain of salt. My experience with these numbers is they end up being about 20% higher than what's on there.
Oh, I didn't
So when I
notice
tell
that.
you the roundabout's 1.5 million, I think it's probably not on those.
It's
four-
840,000.
Yeah, but when I tell you at the end of the day, realistically, it's gonna be more than that. I'm giving you real numbers, cause I've been through this before.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which one is it? Is it the compact mini round?
number
or
2.
The large, because I've got both. I just want to make sure I'm putting the right thing up.
I think page 28 is the one, that the mini roundabout.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I didn't realize there was two different ones. The mini roundabout.
It's page, I think it's the page 4, the last one.
Yep.
And we've done some tweaks to it because we did do a mock trial out at the elementary school, and we did change some of the layout out there on the ground. I am trying to get a cost to do a mock roundabout there by using paint, barrels, different things. And, see if we can't do that, just make sure this thing works before we actually
Well, I thought
construct
that
it.
this roundabout, and correct me if I'm wrong, was something that could be driven over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So,
that's
so would
important.
barrels even work, because some of the trucks couldn't navigate around it because of the size, so we would have to be able to.
Yeah, we're
drive.
waiting to see what they come up with, but yes, the middle is all mountable, so if you have a large truck, because you have to, right? That right-hand turn there, they take a right-hand turn, they take up both lanes.
Yeah.
So the middle would be mountable.
So, yeah, I guess what's the difference between 3 and 4? Just 3 and 4 looks like the center.
The center's a little bit bigger,
On 4.
there's mediums in 4, you see how it splits the road so that, you can walk across there.
But 4 is the suggested option.
Yeah.
Okay, the suggested from the. And then we did get a letter from KRR
Yeah,
with some
we saw that.
concerns.
I just got that today, yeah.
I'm not sure if anyone from KRR is on the Zoom, but one of the things mentioned is that the fire department's ladder truck could not navigate this.
He had trouble, but, they weren't concerned with that because they felt like they could go up and around.
Up and around, or like, and I don't know what I'm talking about here, but like, I would assume, if it's a rounded, if it's a drivable surface on top of it, are they saying it's still, because that thing sits so low, it still can't
No,
navigate?
it's because he can't make the turn.
This roundabout that they're designing is a little different than the one in East Freetown.
Yeah,
The one in East Freetown, you have a mountable surface, and then you've got the center, where the vegetation is, the
Yeah, yeah,
grass.
yeah, yeah.
This is gonna be, my understanding is, the whole thing's gonna be concrete. The
Yeah.
whole thing's gonna be mountable.
yeah,
So if somebody's not paying attention, and they're gonna be able to drive smack dab right through the middle of
dump
it.
over it.
Yes, but, I mean, it's going to be, just think more of a grooved pavement.
Yeah, okay,
It's gonna have maybe a 2 to 4 inch elevation change.
Yeah. I think they said 3 inches on the elevation.
So a truck, no matter what, is gonna be able to drive over it.
it's like a speed bump.
Yeah,
Like, if they
I
get over a
mean-
speed bump, they get over that.
So because this is a big concern for me. The fire truck would still be able to go through there. They would just have to drive over the center.
Yes, they have to drive over the center, but you were there, right? They could not make that turn. But didn't Neil just say he would go straight and up and around?
That's an issue.
I'm not positive, but again, it's hard for us to visualize,
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully the engineers maybe in the spring can come out and we can, with some paint, draw it out and then watch it, see if it'll work.
okay,
Even if we put mini cones or something.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And educate the people that this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it for a 30-day period. And then if it totally fails, then okay, on to Plan B.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we can always, but I agree with Selectman Zay was saying, like, I think we move forward now with this, try to get the grant money. If it doesn't work, whatever, we don't take the money. I mean, that seems to be let's just keep momentum when we have it, right?
Just because we're saying, let's move forward with this, doesn't mean that this is what we want to do, because.
No, it's the best of a bunch of bad options.
Oh, right. Well, this one was the one that the residents, the butters and everybody else kind of looked at, not voted on, but they agreed this was the least cumbersome one, right? But I think we move forward with the grant, because, the old say, you can't make money unless you spend money, in a sense. But we already spent the money for the engineering costs, might as well continue forward with the grant process.
Yep.
If we do get it, again, if we're gonna test it, like live tests, then that's the way to do it. And then go from there.
Because I do want to try and get clarification from Neil or whoever, because I know that they might say, okay, well, it's no big deal, we'll go up and around until it's one of us that they're trying to get to our house and
Yeah.
they have to go up and around, So I guess I just would like some more clarification as to what that means as far as them not making that turn, and, because that to me matters, right? Safety is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, safety's the thing.
I mean, listen, this is an intersection, I mean, we've said it before, right, but I was in an accident at that intersection.
Yeah,
I was
very
hit by
recently.
someone at a complete stop. So, it clearly needs something done to it.
Yeah.
So I'm all for trying to do something. I just don't know. Like you said, it's trying to figure out the best of all the bad options, and,
Story of our lives.
yeah.
Okay, all right, so with that, I'm gonna entertain a motion that we move forward with option 4 from the packet, which is the mini roundabout.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Okay. Moving on to agenda item 4, this is discussion and vote whether to approve the agreement between the town of Freetown and Greenman Pedersen, Inc. for engineering services for proposed North Main Street sidewalk. Looks like the total here is $49,120,
Correct.
most of that being the labor. Sounds about right?
This is for the
Design?
engineering,
Yep,
just the
that makes
engineering
sense.
for the sidewalk. Engineering and construction oversight and bidding, I believe, of the sidewalk.
The actual
North
price
Main
of the
Street.
sidewalk's more like, they're estimating about 220,000.
Yeah,
The engineering, to do the survey, to do all the engineering, do all the bid documents, you're looking at, that's that $49,000.
and then, because we talked about this last meeting, right?
Yep.
One of the issues we have there is that the telephone poles go directly through the middle of the sidewalks, right? And this is not gonna be able to,
Opposite side. So I walked it with Mike and I stood corrected.
Yeah.
The telephone poles are on the
Okay.
opposite side. One of the issues I had was, the other thing I had said was, the sidewalk gets narrow because there's a stone wall that bumps out. It actually stops at this section that they're trying to do, so it doesn't impede on that, so.
okay,
There's some stumps and stuff.
There's
that
2
need to be
stumps, I've
removed.
already talked to someone about having those ground.
Yeah.
That should be done probably in the next week or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just a preliminary thing. I mean, that's, in my book,
That's easy.
I think that's a tree warden deal, but
Yeah.
we're taking care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the stumps are coming out no matter what. Whether this gets approved or not, the stumps are gonna be ground. Had lots of phone calls. I know the last town meeting, there was a petition. The residents want that stretch of sidewalk done. This will bring it up to ADA standards. It's basically gonna go, I'm gonna say Jorgensen's house south. That means nothing to any of you but me and probably Debbie.
I know
But,
that
I know now because Mike walked me up
Okay,
there, so
but
it now means something to me.
It's gonna bring it right down basically to the 4 corners. It's gonna address, the way the front stairs of the town hall just kinda empty out in the middle of the road.
mm-hmm,
You're gonna have a curb there and gonna tidy up that a little bit. Again, it's not necessarily what I wanna do, it's what, I've had a lot of phone calls on it, and a lot of people ask me about it. So, I'm just putting it before the board, because it's what the people want. You know, I would rather spend the $250,000 on paving a road somewhere, but this is what they want, and that sidewalk, I mean, no sidewalk in town is like used extensively, but that sidewalk, you probably have maybe 20 people walk that a day.
mm-hmm,
Again, it's what the people have asked me to put on the front burner, and that's why we're here. I've talked to Jim Noyes from GTI, he and I have walked that numerous times, and this is what it's gonna cost.
All right,
We have the money, so, yeah, we could sign the contract, we get the engineer rolling, and we get it done before the 4th of July.
that'd be perfect, that's what I said, yeah.
What about from beyond that point, Chuck, because of, like I was just talking about with the bump out of the, so I'm assuming because the way that is, that there might be some more additional work that would need to happen as far as if the stone wall and, I don't know.
That, where you're talking about, again, I'm gonna throw out a name, Angus's house, or Doctor's Way. Again, I think just the way that is, it's almost like an apron to that laneway there. You've got, it's wide enough, it's ADA compliant, so if you had anybody with wheelchairs or baby strollers or anything, you can get around that. I really don't want to move the stone wall if I don't have to, because I think it's, that stone wall represents probably a boundary between what we own and what they own, so, I mean, if it's that much of a hang-up to anybody, we can always reconstruct that stone wall, but it's not anything I want to do. And I think basically
no, I'm
from
like-
that point north, it's wide enough to meet ADA, it's compliant in that way. I mean, we built that sidewalk 26 years ago, 27 years ago. Prior to that, there was no sidewalk. That sidewalk went from the town hall of the Four Corners up to, again, Jorgensen's, and it stopped. There was nothing there. And that's kind of a common theme we have in town. We have sidewalks everywhere, and none of them go anywhere.
Yeah, they don't connect.
There's no continuity between any of them.
Yeah, that was, yep. That was found in one of the
That was a complete
Complete
street
streets
study.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, we could run the sidewalk like on Pleasant Street,
Yeah,
and at least you'd have a complete loop. But now you're talking crazy money.
Yeah,
You know, you're looking at, to go from, I would take a guess, from the top of Pleasant Street to the bottom of Pleasant Street, you're probably looking at $1 million, $1.5 million. Because you do have telephone poles that you're gonna move, and there's, you know, fire hydrants and things of that nature. And there's places down there where you'd have to do land takings because the town doesn't own,
yeah.
it doesn't have the layout, so, I mean, eventually that'll happen.
Yeah.
Let's hope after 5 years from now, so.
All right, thanks, Chuck.
10.
5,
It's not.
if I'm here on Friday.
Not opposed to sidewalks. Unfortunately, this one did not pass a town meeting at 87 to 69. So
Correct.
if we're gonna put this out there, I'm all for sidewalks. I'm all for ADA compliance, and I am concerned about the stone wall as well. I don't think you'll meet 36 inches up and down all the way, but it might be tight, all right? But I think if we move forward with this, this goes back on a warrant for the people to vote on it, because they did say no to the 250,000 originally planned for, right? And you said it was gonna cost around there, you think, in your estimate, about 250?
That's what, he's thrown me its numbers, anywhere between 250 and 270.
And why is it so high, 49,000? I know we got one from last year for another sidewalk, Nottingham to High Street, that you got us for us, and it was about $6,000. So that's a big difference between this one and that one.
Probably because South Main Street's already been surveyed, this hasn't.
Yes.
So we have to figure out what the town owns, what the town doesn't own. I know he's farmed it out to multiple companies to do the survey, and it's come in $20,000. He's had another one for $11,000, so. Again, my job is to present it to you, and your job is to say yay or nay. It's easy.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
Once I pass the buck onto your lap, it's your problem, not my problem.
Right, and our problem is we have to follow your bosses, which is our bosses, which is 9,200 residents. So if we're gonna do it, kind of doing it right, this
And
goes
just
back to a
like the
town meeting.
roundabout, the people on Dr. Brayley Road have no care about a sidewalk on North Main Street.
We use that analogy all the time. People in Asona don't care about the sidewalks in East Freetown and vice versa. And
Oh,
this
so-
fell to that same thing at town meeting.
It's always been that way.
Correct, absolutely.
Whatever the board wishes is fine by me.
And I agree, but I also disagree, and part of the issue is that a lot of the kickback is this should have been brought to Chuck rather than by petition to the people, right? So I agree with you,
Review.
but I'm just saying that was, I'm just going based strictly
Yeah.
off of what we heard at town meeting.
Based on town meeting, Margaret came up there, was asked, and it was punted to the finance committee, and the finance committee said her first move would be to go to Chuck for his opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree. It's just, but ultimately, they said no. So,
They said no to the money. We
correct,
have the money.
250,000.
Yeah.
So, again, we're looking for the engineering agreement to be signed. It's ultimately up to you. So whatever you want to do.
I mean, yeah.
I think the easiest, cleanest way to do is put it at town meeting, let them decide. Give them all the facts. Last time, we kind of had half the facts, and see if they have the appetite to spend 50,000, then another $250,000 the next day. That's what it comes down to. If we spend $50,000 and it goes to town meeting, they reject it again, we just spent $50,000 for a report that says in the desk. So why not do both? Have a warrant article for 50,000, then to another warrant for 250,000 for the sidewalk.
Well, we already have the money in-house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's there
yeah.
to be used any way I wish and choose. So
Because this is, you're saying you're gonna use chapter 90 money.
I'm going to use money that the town has appropriated to us for
For roads
whatever
improvements.
projects I choose to use it on. The last 2 years, we've done roughly $1 million each year in our paving program. We can divert $250,000 that I have in cash for this project. Again,
Well, if that's the case, right, then why not, this just came up. So there's other sidewalks that have come up prior to this, or other projects. Why jump those projects to this one? If we can do that, don't we have a pecking order from,
for sidewalks,
well, for sidewalks, any other projects that we should be using this money for? Right?
like I said, we've been pretty proactive in our paving program the last 2 years,
Absolutely.
and we're in pretty good shape. If everything goes the way I plan, we're gonna have another $1 million to spend on paving projects, not including this. Again, I only bring this up because my phone rings all the time. Hey, when you gonna do the sidewalk on North Main Street?
Yep.
That's the only reason I'm here. I just soon be home and go to bed. Again, I'm not, my job is to bring it to the board. It's now in your lap to decide what you want to do.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna put up
If you
for a
bring
vote.
it, if you bring it to a vote at the January special town meeting, I'm perfectly fine with that. But you're not voting on the money, you're just voting on doing the project.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is,
Again, I don't care one way or the other. I would prefer, and again, it's only a month away in all reality, but the sooner we get the engineering done, we gotta do the survey, get the engineering done, get the bidding done. I want this project done before the 4th of July. I don't wanna be in construction during the 4th of July, because there'll be hell to pay.
Yeah.
So, we gotta move if we're gonna do it.
As you know, I have all the respect in the world for you, so I'm gonna ask you, do you think that this is priority 1A for doing sidewalks? Because I'm feeling both sides of the equation and trying to think about it, and who better to ask about the roadways of town than you?
I am a firm believer of taking care of what we already have before you build new. The sidewalk that we have there now, people have deemed it as inferior. Again, I truly believe you take care of what you already own before you move ahead. I know there's queries about a sidewalk on South Main Street on the opposite side of the sidewalk that we just did. Crickets. in my office. I have not had one inquiry about a sidewalk on that stretch. So, yeah, you know, I have to listen to my constituents. They call me or they see me, and when are you gonna do something with the sidewalk? I walked that sidewalk. I walked that sidewalk when I was a kid. It's the same sidewalk. It's not horrible. It's not great. But, you know, we just spent $1,500 fixing up the sidewalk on Water Street. There was holes and pieces, and we cut out a bunch of stuff and we patched that in. It's not 100% wonderful, but it's way better than it was, and it only cost us $1,500. So, again, it's really not an issue worth arguing over.
Yeah, no, listen, like I said, Chuck, I'm asking you because I haven't fielded any complaints about it, right? I heard what I heard at town meeting, and that's the only thing I've heard about it, so I understand where you're coming from.
The complaints or the concerns are those of the 25 people that walk that sidewalk.
Right.
9,200 people in this town could care less.
Yeah.
Means absolutely nothing to them, because it's the same 20 people a day that walk that stretch of sidewalk. I don't care. I don't walk that sidewalk anymore. Like I said, it's the same sidewalk that I walked on 60 years ago. It's the exact same sidewalk. It hasn't been improved. It hasn't disintegrated that bad. It's, what we're proposing is to bring it up to ADA standards, try to address that entrance to the town hall, try to give those front steps a little protection, make the crosswalk that goes to the library, put it in the appropriate area with ADA compliant ramps, and so have everything at the right angles. But again,
And that's huge to me as well.
I mean, we're playing badminton here. It's on your side of the net
yeah,
right
yeah.
now. So
Listen,
I don't care, because if you don't hit the ball back, that's one less thing I gotta do.
Yeah, so
I
I'm gonna put
don't
up
think we
for,
disagree on it. It's just how we fund it, doing it the right way, in my opinion.
so I'll put up for a vote, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the, agreement between the town of Freetown and GPI for engineering services for the proposed North Main Street sidewalk.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that one, I guess.
Same here. I'm a no.
All right, so no motion made, all right, so that means fails?
I think it feels for today, but I honestly think putting it at the town meeting is the way to go.
I mean,
Second. Unless you want to approve the contract and then bring the actual funding to town meeting, but then at least the engineering can get going.
Well, through the engineering, yeah, I mean,
I know it's a lot of money, but actually, the engineering piece of it, if you didn't actually go out to bid and do construction services, is about 20 grand.
I'd have to reach out to Jim.
It was broken down in the contract.
I'm not certain.
Phases.
I'm not certain.
Survey, maybe survey, construction docs, bid docs.
yeah, survey and base mapping is 10,000, or 10,500, preliminary design plans is 22,000,
32,000.
almost 23.
38. Thanks.
All right, so I guess we'll just get it on, you know, we'll have, I'm not sure what's next, but that's okay.
Should we add it to the warrant?
What?
Add it to the warrant?
Well, we already have funding, so it's just a yes or no vote on whether we move forward with it. Right?
Well, he has funding that he's gonna reallocate away from,
So that's his discretion anyways, right?
at his discretion, yeah, because he was saying paving, so I guess. Yeah, it's just killing me, man.
If 20 less people are calling him every week, I'm sure he wouldn't mind doing it.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to give you more headaches. I'm sure you got plenty of those, but the only thing I have to stand on is like, give the residents a revote. The 87 residents that voted no, even the 69 voted no and yes, they voted the correct way, for or against the project. I'd give them another shot with more information to give them the opportunity to say, hey, listen, this is needed. We all agreed it's needed. It's just the way to do it is ask them again. It's like, hey, now we have more information. Here's the design studies. Here's what's gonna cost. We do it now, we get it done by 4th of July. That's all pros. Just gonna take an extra month.
Okay.
I agree with that. It kind of just, and it covers your butt, covers my butt.
Yep.
Listen, dump it on the voters. If the people that show up,
Yeah.
if they want to spend the money, they spend the money. If they don't, again, that money I can spend on paving whatever road, in the spring.
I don't
Or-
wanna I don't wanna put stuff on the voters, but what's kinda winning me over is what Selectman Lopes just said is that, they voted a certain way already once, so I don't wanna go against them, right? They put us in these positions to make decisions.
That's your Freetown tradition. We never accept no. We never say no. We just chase the dog until we catch the dog.
Right, and that's what,
And,
exactly.
but, to take the heat off of everybody, and it's only a month and a half away, we'll wait for the special. And like I said, we can just reassure that I know I have the money. And just put it to them that it's not a question of, we're not asking for more money, we're just asking for,
Permission. in a sense.
Permission.
So, yeah.
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 to
Okay.
spend your money on the sidewalk instead of whatever road we chose, next year. So either way, it doesn't mean anything to me.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks, Chuck.
Chuck.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Have a good night.
You as well. So that moves on to agenda item 5, which is discussion about whether to close a special town meeting for, warrant for submissions.
So before you do that, I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna need a motion to add a warrant article, if we're not gonna ask for money, for the reconstruction of the North Main Street sidewalks.
So I was wondering that, agenda item 6 says add or remove articles.
Yeah.
So I think submission
Well,
would
it's
be,
just other people submitting articles.
that's what I was interpreting it as. Do you agree?
That's fine.
Okay.
Well, once it's, okay,
I mean, or I can just come back to, and we can do 5 after we do 6.
it's fine. You can close it to submissions, but then
Well,
it's closed.
we have an article already on there for
Yeah,
sidewalk.
I would skip that and go to the next one.
Okay, I'll skip 5, I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So agenda item 6, so let's just, agenda item 6 is to review, add, or remove articles for the special town meeting warrant for 1/26, and authorize send to the town council for review. All right, so how detailed of a, this could take a while. I'm just gonna go through the article titles, let me know if you guys wanna discuss them, if they're not
Sounds good.
obvious, right?
Yep.
All right, so we have fund fencing at the Freetown Elementary School.
Yep.
For $25,000.
Yep.
So that number is highlighted because there is, I think is there an agenda item about the whole fencing. Originally, when they came to a selectmen's meeting, the PTO was requesting, an area of fencing in the back, I thought for the preschoolers. And I thought they said $17,000 or $18,000, so I put 25 to make sure we had enough to do it. Then they send a quote with all kinds of options that total close to $100,000. So I need to know what you wanna fund here, if anything, because there's 4 different options for the, fencing, and so I think in your package you have
I see it.
that.
I was confused, I didn't know if
So we
area 1,
can-
area 2, okay.
We can leave the article right now, and but the dollar figure, we're gonna have to come back to once you
Okay, yep.
decide.
That sounds good. All right, next one's fund the replacement of a police, department all-terrain vehicle, $34,000. Which my buddy actually had to use one of those in Swansea this week, cause he got in a bike accident, so they're good to have. That
I
makes
believe
sense.
the chief has a grant for
Yeah.
part of this, and this is what he needs to actually purchase
Yeah,
it.
so they're like, so it's gonna be like 54 altogether. Okay, so you have a $20,000 grant. All right, that's good with me. Fund completion of survey of Quaker Hill Cemetery for $3,350. Sounds good. Fund update to backup communication center radio equipment for $12,500. Next one, fund review of Freetown subdivision rules and regulations and Freetown rules and regulations for stormwater management. This is for $19,300.
pay a consultant to come and look at our rules and regs and help redo them.
Okay.
For the planning board.
We have a few, next article is, prior fiscal year invoices. Riverhawk, we owe them 1,800, Greater New Bedford, for the dump, or regional refuse is, refuse, am I saying that wrong? $900, Interstate Batteries, $252, Home Depot, $329, Eversource, $761, Freetown Police, they owe us.
For
we-
detail.
We owe each other, 1,283, and then City of Fall River, 350. Okay. Fund purchase for equipment, for water sewer commission, 30,000. So just laptops and tools and stuff like that. Replacement of the Freetown Elementary School boiler, 1.25 million. Fund the purchase of a new fire engine, 1.17 million. Funding of the tree warden, additional expenses and salaries, this is 6,000. Okay. Funding of resurfacing driveways and parking area of Fire Station 2 for 100,000. And then we have the article here for funding for North Main Street sidewalk, which is requested placeholder, which makes sense now.
Yep.
So what should we go with the assumption that this is,
So we don't want funding, do you want me to
Yeah.
put the funding forth, or you just want me to put,
like,
request
so if it's,
permission?
does that belong on the special though, if it's not funding related?
You can go on the special,
It doesn't matter?
no. But funding, the special town meeting, when we're at our annual town meeting, means we can fund it immediately, as opposed to annual, which can't get funded until July 1st. But we've already funded, so this is just getting permit, you know.
So, yeah, so what we're gonna add here is a article for,
Let's see if the town.
I don't know how that goes, is it a simple majority? Like, there's a lot of
Yes,
rules that,
It should be simple majority.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's,
Yeah, just approval from
Okay.
voters to utilize existing funding from highway surveyor's budget to complete the North Main Street sidewalks with a total estimated cost of around 250,000? I think it's important.
It's gonna probably be 275 with engineering.
Okay,
I was gonna say, are we
275.
gonna lump engineering
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I think we
into
should.
one? Yeah, I mean, it would
Well,
make
we
sense,
just,
but
we
it's,
don't,
we're
we're not
looking.
asking for the funding, we just have to we should tell them how much it costs.
Well, yeah.
But it
explain-
would be
explain-
closer to 300, right? Because he said 250 plus
I
where,
said 220.
oh,
I'll get the number from him,
Yeah.
that was it, I'll fill it in that article, so
It's a
I'll add
placeholder,
that
yeah.
article
Yeah.
to that.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Next one, fund engineering, and modification of bleeder pits. It's
Yes,
just water
these are
sewer
like-
stuff.
Yeah, and it's coming out of their funding, out of their retained earnings, it's just some drainage. We have to bleed the water system, and it has to go through like a filtration system before it lands back into the rivers, because it's got chlorine in it.
Yep.
So we've gotta get some engineering done to determine how to do that, so that we can get those drainage.
Okay, that's 50,000 for that one. Next article is just fund PFAS mitigation. We don't have a number there yet.
The number is, I'm sorry, I should have drafted, this is around $35,000. This is for, obviously, the PFAS situation that we were not fully aware of when we did our annual town meeting, and we didn't budget enough money for the engineering piece with all the testing that we have to do for the waters. So I signed a contract, or I think the board signed a contract for a 6-month contract, just to keep us moving. We need to fund the other 6 months of that contract for all the testing we have to do for the dump closure, and the cost is around $35,000.
Okay. Next article, approve transfer and sale of map 210 lot 108. This is one we talked about recently, right?
yes.
Yeah, this is the one that you, I think, voted was surplus, and now,
And conservation wants it.
no, DCR, I
Oh,
think
DCR
wants
wants it,
this
that's right.
one,
There was
so-
two, I think we talked about recently, yeah. Okay, that requires 2/3 vote. That's right. And then, this is the other one I was thinking of. This is transfer map, next article, transfer map 211 lot 35 from treasurer collector to conservation.
Yeah, this is one we already own, that would just actually take it out of the town's name and into the conservation, it's still town, but conservation purposes, so you wouldn't be able to do what you want with it unless conservation agreed to turn
Makes
it back
sense.
over.
All right, next article, readopt Mass General Law third.
This is coming off, you can take it off.
All right, taking it off.
It's been done in a prior meeting.
All right, everyone agrees with that, we're gonna take this off, just to
Yep.
make the vote
Yeah.
easier.
Transfer?
The
No,
O- the OPEB.
Oh, the OPEB, okay.
The
Yep.
OPEB was done in 2018, and Luann found that paperwork for me.
Okay, next one, update bylaw for disposal of personal property.
Yeah, this is just another procurement law that basically, this would allow the selectmen to dispose of surplus property without going under a certain amount without auction, which 30B allows.
Just making it, so it's just a little less,
A little less work.
yeah, administrative drag to get that kind of these little things done. Okay, next article, approve road layout for Sonnet Four Corners.
So we've had a meeting about this before. This is just now taking the four-corner layout that we have had created, because it wasn't laid out, bringing it to town meeting for approval, so we can get the plan signed off on, and now we'll know exactly where the property lines are.
Okay. Any questions, we good? Accept, next article, accepting Fallbrook Lane and Algonquin Way as town roads.
Yeah, that's just procedurally, those roads are complete. We will get a recommendation, I'm sure, from the planning board that they get accepted at town meeting as a public roadway.
Are these the ones up, off of Powder Acres, the new ones, or where are
Yes.
these? Yeah?
Yep.
Cool. Next article is solar pilot agreement, payment in lieu of taxes.
We've done this with all the other
Yeah.
solar,
Don't we kinda have
agreements.
to do it now too, isn't there, like, I don't know.
It just makes sense for a town to
Yeah.
collect taxes evenly over a 20-year period instead of front-loaded.
Yep.
But I think we're still waiting for the final information.
All right, next one, update position, title, in personnel bylaw. So this is, instead of confidential secretary, police assistant, confidential assistant, police. Okay, just kind
Does this change
Modernizing
salary
it.
at all?
of, what's that?
Does this change salary at all?
This is not, this article does not change the salary. I think that will come, probably within our next negotiations.
Because of this? Is it because we
No,
changed it?
not because of the
Oh,
title
because of like
change.
the title or the description of the position itself? Like, why will it change? Just because? Just trying to get an answer.
It says to keep with the times. I think it's just like a kind of an archaic title for that position.
Yeah.
Is that's what I'm understanding by the, what it
Yeah, we really don't have secretaries anymore. People are either clerks or administrative assistants or,
Yeah,
assistants.
there's like maybe a
to-
connotation with the word or something.
Oh, no, that part I understood. It was more of the salary change. Is it because?
Yeah, I don't know that this would reflect a direct I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I just wanna-
But I don't think it would reflect like, okay, now all of a sudden, because they're changing this to this, they're gonna get an extra $10,000 of throwing a random.
Oh, yeah,
number
no.
out there. But I get what you're saying, but I don't think so.
I will say that there will be probably a recommendation or a discussion about the salary in budget season, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Changing the budget season in keeping with other assistants to police departments. I think that discussion
That
will
would
be
happen
had.
regardless of
It's
this
gonna happen
title
regardless,
change.
you're right.
So
But this
that's-
was something that was asked, and it's one of those things you don't really think about, but to some people, it's important,
Mm-hmm.
and it's meaningful, and so I think it's important that we respect these positions for what they are.
I agree.
All right, we go with that one?
Yeah.
All right, great. Next article, bylaw change, fingerprint submission for certain license is with police department.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is ready yet, because this was the one that the chief brought in here, and now this one just is wide open and says it's at the chief's discretion or something. I don't know I think that needs some work.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we do with that then?
I don't know, I'm gonna review it and see if I can't put in
And we
the
can still send
ice
it-
cream truck one.
Yeah, we can still send it to council for review, and then if
Yeah.
we can always remove it later on if it's not.
Absolutely.
All right, next one, amend Freetown zoning bylaws, for the ADUs. By eliminating accessory apartments, by replacing the.
This is just all of the regulations that we're allowed to put in for the ADUs, because, you know, they just, the state had changed that law.
Yep. So it's just changing it to,
It's not changing the law, but it's just putting in some restrictions, so you have setbacks off the front of the yard, as opposed to just, there wasn't any, right? There were no regulations when it came to ADUs, so you could put it in the front, in your front lawn, you could put it.
Yeah.
So this just gives some framework. I know that the planning department, I wasn't involved in this process, but Nancy worked diligently with, the zoning board chair, Nick Belloso, and I know Kevin Damaris was involved, and Carl Pizarro, and they worked as a team collaboratively to come up with these.
okay. All right, sounds good. Next article is amend the bylaw 300-5.1, Freetown zoning bylaws, eliminating the ADU table. It's just, like, this seems like just,
It's,
maybe because it's not applicable anymore, because you can
It's-
put ADUs.
it's making, so these are like, small setbacks, like, they're only 6 feet off the property line, side and rear, so it's saying that you can only build a smaller building, 200 square foot building, like a shed, basically,
Yeah.
as opposed to a 300, which is a little bit bigger.
Because the state law, though, says like, I remember when this came out.
240, I think?
No, it was like, as long as it's like half the size of the house, remember half the size of the main unit, or?
Oh, was that, are you talking about
900,
ADUs?
Yeah, is that not what it
900
says?
square
This is
feet
different.
or no
Yeah.
more than half of, yeah.
Yeah, there's something like that, right? But this is, so amend bylaw 300-51, Freetown zoning bylaw, eliminating the ADU table.
Yeah, you got me, I have no idea.
So it says, to see if the town will vote to amend this, the Freetown zoning bylaws by eliminating accessory apartments from the use. So maybe instead of accessory apartments, that's being replaced by ADUs? Like accessory dwelling unit is different than accessory apartment? I don't know, submitted by the planning board, they'll have to explain it, but I don't have a particular problem with it.
I'm kinda lost where you're at here.
I'm on page 9.
Yeah.
Oh, so I must have jumped ahead.
I'm pretty sure what this is saying, like, at one point, maybe these accessory apartments were prohibited,
so we-
and now they are.
Well, we had accessory apartments, right? And now you have ADU.
It's like it's a new state kind of, okay. Alright, that's fine. Alright, next one, accessory apartment definition, to see if the town will amend 300-1.4 of the Freetown zoning bylaws by limiting accessory apartments from definitions and words used by removing the language. So it's getting rid of everything that says accessory apartment.
Warrant here, 'cause I found some of this.
Be looking up this one.
Alright, but
That's the extra one. There's this one.
I think this is just removing the language, cause like terminology has changed.
I agree.
Amend the bylaw 300-6.1, Freetown zoning bylaws for height and area regulations, to see if the town will vote to remove 300-6.1F of the Freetown zoning bylaws by eliminating height and area regulations for additional dwelling units. Blah, blah, blah.
Still don't have that.
Revisions, bold and italic, strikeouts removed. So saying that setback requirements, accessory buildings less than or equal to 200 square feet in area, 50 feet from the street line, 6 feet from rear and side property. And then, so it says residential accessory building greater than 200 square feet. Okay. It's adding some more, like here, this was, I think, the one you were thinking of before.
Yes, and so an accessory building used to be able to be 10 feet off the property line or 6 feet depending on where you were. Now, it has to be 20 feet off the sidelines, depending on the neighborhood, or 6 feet, and so they're reducing the size of what, anything greater than 200 square feet. So if your shed is 300 square feet, you now have to meet these
Got it.
setbacks.
Makes sense, okay. Next one is accept the personal bylaw update to see if the town will vote to amend its general bylaws, chapter 40, entitled personnel classification and compensation plans by deleting in its entirety and inserting in place therefore the text set forth below, and further to authorize the town clerk to assign the proper heading, chapter, and section number to said bylaw, consistent with the current numbering system, or to take any other. Okay, so this is just changing.
So this is actually pretty big change. So currently, we have the personnel classification and compensation bylaw. So anything like changing the title to a job description has to go to town meeting.
Yep.
Changing vacation time, or anything to do with any of the personal bylaws has to go to town meeting for the town to vote on. This actually takes that and puts it onto the selectmen. So the selectmen has the authority to then change those bylaws as opposed to town meeting. Now, in that draft, it allows for the bylaw employees to sort of petition the selectmen and have a public hearing if they want to make changes to that, to the bylaws, so to speak. So I'm recommending this be adopted effective July 1st. I'd like to work on the bylaws, the policies that you would put in place, that you would adopt. I have met with all of the bylaw employees, so that I've talked to them about what they'd like to have and what they'd like to see in the bylaw regulations, because they're very, very outdated, they're a mess, because they've been ad hoc, right? Things have been added at town meeting, and it's not fluent, it talks about a classification chart that's no longer even in there. It's very disjointed and it's a mess. It needs to be addressed one way or the other. But I think this is a better approach if the selectmen have the authority to make the policy changes, as opposed to every time I want to make something or we need to make a change, we have to go to town meeting. It would still involve a public hearing, and it can only be done, every 6 months or so. But, so this is bigger than it looks on paper, I guess.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, though. Any questions on that, guys?
No, this is a long time coming.
All right, so then the next one is the new MBTA district bylaw, last but not least. And so, here, so this one does require a 2/3 vote?
It shouldn't, it's only a majority vote.
Okay. Hey. All right, so we know that has to be in there. All right. So I think that, so I'll entertain a motion to move forward with the article, articles for the special town meeting as written, with the addition of the funding for North Main Street sidewalk and the removal of the OPEB, and send that to council for review.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Okay, great. And then now we will move on. 4 minutes, see if I get one more in.
So do we
Okay,
go
so-
back to
So
5?
I'm gonna close it for submission, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what you're
Go
gonna say?
back to 5, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
so I was gonna motion to close the special town meeting warrant for submissions.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Luann?
Oh, sorry. Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes.
It's a long day,
Got
it's
me.
okay.
You got me.
All right, so agenda item 7 is gonna take a little while, so we're not gonna do that yet. We'll come back to that. We only have 1 minute now before the next public hearing. How about the contract corp for the municipal fiber project?
This is just an extension of time, yep.
All right, any questions, concerns on this extension?
No.
No.
All right, so with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the contract extension between the town of Freetown and Contract Corp for the municipal fiber project to April 30th, 2026.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Okay, and then companies we have for the roof design. Who won?
Under the school roof.
Yeah,
Well, we've talked about, we actually voted to fund the repairs to the roof.
yep,
Then when the architect that's been working on the roof said, it's too late to do that now, he suggested that we just go into bid to do the roof project and do the wet insulation when we do the roof. And I said, I don't know that we were prepared to do this next cycle. So that's decision probably number one, but in the meantime, he put out a quote to get 3 quotes for engineering to actually have an engineering firm do the technical, part of the roof, and then do the bid documents and oversee the work. Now, if you remember, this is that applied, applied roof that we're doing. And it's gonna cost a little more than $2 million.
okay,
We can do it in phases and do it probably 1.1 or 1.2 million each time. He suggests we move forward, getting quotes and, for the roof and bid. We would have to go to town meeting in the annual town meeting to get this money, because we're just appropriating $1.2 million to do the boiler.
okay.
Which I think is a priority, because it's on its last leg. We're lucky, hopefully we get through this winter without any major problems. So, and we already have $500,000 towards the roof that we put aside for the wet insulation. So it is probably more of a funding, if you wanted to do it in 2 phases, is probably under $1 million that we would need to do phase 1, and then we need to come back and do phase 2 the following year. So this is more than just deciding on the firm, it's more deciding on, are we ready to spend that kind of money? And I have no idea if we're gonna be able to afford it. But this is step 1.
Okay,
Would this still, and jog my memory if I'm wrong, there was stepped approaches that we looked at that were more expensive than doing it all at once?
Yes, it will be more if you do it in 2 phases as
And
opposed
I don't
to.
remember by how much, and does it make
I
sense
wanna
for
say
us?
it's like $250,000 it might be.
Yeah,
But that's the way we will bid it, right? We'll bid it in phases, and then we'll bid it as one project.
okay,
And
all
we'll-
right, so we'll still bid it as one, and then that way we can decide
You
if
can
we have the
decide.
money in order
We
to
have
do
the
it,
money.
to save the $250,000, because we're gonna have to do it, but if we
Yeah.
can do it, great, if we can't, we can't, we, I mean, if, as
And
far as having to do
we're
it in
running out of
phases.
time. I would suppose we have another year. We could probably push this off for another year.
I don't wanna push it off, I guess that's my point, right, but if we can do it in one lump sum, then that's what we do. Okay,
so what do we do here?
So if you want me to put the project out to bid, there's the three architect firms.
So Derby,
We don't necessarily need to take the lowest bidder because we're under $30,000.
yep, GRL,
So I will tell you that I've talked to the consultant, and Derby's the highest bidder. Out of the other 2, RTG is sort of a smaller firm, and I think may have time constraints in getting the project where it needs to be. He really recommends Gorilla, I call it Gorilla, but it's GRLA.
that's what they recommend?
That's who they're recommended. I kind of looked at all of the quotes. They're pretty well matched in services. Derby did write a letter saying that they won't be able to start for a while, but they're the highest priced anyway.
Okay,
So,
that makes sense to me, so,
do you have any recommendations or anything?
I don't have any regarding the engineering firms, no.
No.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, if that's who you suggest, Evan, it means moving forward with them, then yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm all for GRLA. Go, go, go.
All right, so that, I'll entertain a motion to move forward with GRLA for the Freetown Elementary School roof design services.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Okay, now it is past 7, so I can open up the second public hearing of the day. I'll just read the notice. So, Town of Freetown, public hearing notice, 11/21/2025, NSTAR Electric Company, DBA Eversource Energy, requests permissions to locate poles, wires, cables, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures to be owned and used by your petitioner along and across the following public way or ways: Bullock Road, Freetown, installing 2 new poles, FOES, in the right-of-way of Bullock Road. Wherefore, we pray that after due notice and hearing as provided by law, we be granted locations for permissions to erect and maintain poles, wires, cables, and other such sustaining and protecting fixtures as we may find necessary. Said poles to be erected sustainably in accordance with the plan filed herewith marked plan number 22513945 dated October 2nd, 2025. Also for permission to lay and maintain underground cables, conduits, wires, and necessary equipment in the above and intersecting public ways for the purpose of making connections with the poles and buildings as each may desire for distributing purposes. Your petitioner agrees to reserve space for 1 cross arm at a suitable point on each of said poles for the fire, police, telephone, and telegraph signal wires belonging to the municipality and used by its exclusively for municipal purposes. A public hearing to discuss the above matter will be held on December 1st, 2025, 7 p.m. at the Police Station Community Room, 15 Memorial Drive, East Freetown, Mass. Persons interested in commenting may appear at this meeting. If unable to attend meeting, comment may be submitted in writing no later than close of business on Wednesday, November 26th, 2025, to the Freetown Board of Selectmen. So with that, the public hearing is now open, and I think we have a representative here from NSTAR or Eversource.
Good evening.
Just state your name for the record when you're ready.
Good evening, everyone. Members of the Select Board, Jessica Elder, representing Eversource. Thank you for having me this evening.
Thank you, Jessica.
So this particular job is one of our system reliability jobs. The FO, for anybody that doesn't understand, is fully owned poles owned by Eversource. And they're going along Bullock Road. So this is the end of a project starting in Dartmouth, and there's just the 2 poles that are involved. And these are mid-span poles, so they're poles that will reduce the slack that, you know, when there's so much length between 2 poles, the heaviness of the wires will pull on the poles, and that's what ends up getting some outages. So these poles that they're replacing, they've been installed since probably around the 1960s. And some of them are shorter. Most of our poles are 40 to 45 feet poles, and they have to withstand these heavy new wires that they're putting in with all the transmission, all the technology that has come upon us. So in order for us to have a more reliable service, we have to replace these poles. So we're not doing any 3-phase. It's just, again, the 2 poles that are right in between these long spans that will stand wind, snow, the weight of branches, which causes a lot of the tension. The goal of these ongoing project is for fewer power outages, obviously, and more reliable service. They've already started in Dartmouth, and, you know, we'll continue down for these last 2 poles. This is kind of the end of the project. It shouldn't take more than a couple of days. Really not anyone that's gonna be affected in the area as far as any outages. People concerned about not having any power for any period of time. That wouldn't happen. And we will request a detail if it's necessary. I don't understand it being a very, very busy area over there, but if so, we definitely want to do it for the safety of the town and crew members.
I am gonna request that anytime we have someone on the road like that we do try and request a detail.
Yeah, they normally do, yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That area is not that busy of an area, but it just takes one. So
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
request that we do put
Okay.
a detail there.
Okay.
You got it.
So you're saying that these are existing poles that you're going to remove
We're-
and replace with taller
We're
poles?
putting 2 new poles in, but the other ones that they're replacing along the way are existing poles.
Okay.
So we're putting in 2.
Okay,
to-
all right, yeah, I just, with the way it was phrased, I apologize. I just wasn't, I thought that you were putting new poles in, but I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, no problem.
And we did, I know there was some discussion we had with, earlier that these are in Freetown. We weren't hundred percent sure, but they are.
They're on the tail end of Bullock Road as you go
Right,
into
'cause it's not
Dartmouth.
It crosses a couple, yeah, it's kind of weird over there. There's a lot of different, okay.
No, you said this was a project that was coming from Dartmouth. Are you planning on doing additional poles down the road in Freetown? Is this
I
one of
I
many
didn't get any
coming?
more information as far as that. This is as far down as the information I have. I can find that out if that's,
Well, it's just good to know, you know, if you
Yeah,
have,
no,
if you have a
absolutely.
dozen of them come by, might as well just come by once versus.
no,
we don't mind
they
seeing you,
normally
but-
would. I would imagine that this is the end of this project here.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I have to ask for the residents that are watching at home, by assisting Eversource in this way, is there any way that this helps reduce the transmission charge or delivery fees to our residents?
That,
Just
that's
have to
all.
ask. I
Sorry.
have you here, it's a
No
rare
problem.
occasion.
It's not my department, I'm
Sure.
sorry, but, you know, if anybody has the questions, I can transfer, take that information.
If you don't mind,
that.
because our residents, I'm sure they're asking at home, going, will this help reduce costs? And if it does, great.
Reliability is what it's doing, I mean,
Yeah.
because there's nothing more than having your power going out during these storms. So this is definitely gonna reduce that, that I know.
Perfect. Louis, do you know if there's anyone on Zoom that has any questions related to this public hearing?
Can ask them.
All right.
I'm just chatting.
Anyone else have any questions or concerns?
No.
And we're gonna change the language so that the town can use the space on the pole for any municipal purpose.
For any municipal
For
purpose.
any municipal purpose. It says now fire, police, no, for any municipal purpose, we can use that space
On the pole.
on the pole.
Okay.
That's what we just initialed when I added the word Annie.
I just wanna make sure we're all clear, because we're working on putting municipal fiber up.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
might,
that's a good
and
call.
fiber will be used by all of the town,
All the
right?
town, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't wanna be fighting with,
It
Eversource.
probably won't necessarily be on those poles, but just in general, I think that's
No,
the
it
new
won't be,
standard.
but every petition that comes before us moving forward
We
should
want
have
it.
that language in there, that we have the right to use it for our space, the space that you're allocating for us, for any municipal purpose.
The space on the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now it just says police, fire, telephone, or telegraphs.
Right.
We're gonna
We want
add some
some-
telegraphs.
We do
No,
have
it's
horses
on
driving,
there.
running around still, so you never know.
And it's a safety issue as well,
Yeah,
so,
yeah, okay.
and, okay. And again, what was it?
We have changed it in the past, they have changed the language, I want it to be on every time you come in now, just give us that language, that the town was able to use the space on the pole for any municipal purpose.
Okay,
Because it's because of our Fios, like our fiber optic program that we're implementing right now.
And you don't know what technology is gonna come forth.
Yeah, exactly.
And it could be, to your point, it could be in Dartmouth and need to come down that way, and then we might have to go and not fight back, but go back and ask for permission, so it just clarifies us, this is for just town purpose, it's not.
okay.
Yep. All right, is that it, Zeb?
Yeah, that was all I had.
And then, so when we vote on this, should I mention with the updated language discussed during the public hearing?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so with no other questions, I'm gonna close the public hearing, so I'll entertain a motion to close this public hearing.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. All right, and then agenda item 29, we'll jump to that. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the request from Eversource in the public hearing with the updated language discussed during the public hearing.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
All set?
Thank you so much, have a good
Thank you.
evening.
Have a
Thank
good
you as well.
Jessica?
Okay, now we're gonna jump back to agenda item 7, which is, no, 7, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
7.
lying.
Seven, yeah?
7?
Yeah.
Seven.
Okay, yeah, fence. All right, discussion and vote, to which option, if any, to add the fence at Freetown Elementary School to the special town meeting warrant for 1/26/2026. computer's gonna die.
So again, originally, this request came from the PTO.
Yes.
Requesting that we fence in an area for preschoolers,
Because there's no fence at all.
I believe, and sort of towards the back of the school, which now you have drawings. But then when I got the price updated quote, and I believe the quote was originally $17,000 to $18,000.
Right, yeah.
And when we got the quote, we got that plus another area of another 25,000, plus another section for another 15,000. And so I'm like, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with this, so.
I can, this is Sarah Dudley from the PTO. I can speak to this for a sec if you'd like.
Please.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I just wanted to, so for context, I guess, so when we came, we brought it to the town's attention because the school staff members had asked the PTO to purchase or to, pay for this fence, specifically for, it's the kindergarten and preschool playground, which is in the rear of the school, as you mentioned. There's currently no fence structure there. So it's open, to the neighbors and things like that. And we have actually had recent situations of students running into the woods, and staff members have to kind of go chase them and corral them back. So it certainly has been an issue. So the initial quote that we had gotten was for just that playground to have that fully fenced in. And Deb, like you said, it was around 17 or 18,000. And so we, spoke to Dr. Starkey about it, and they agreed and we agreed that it didn't feel like an appropriate use of PTO funds. And so that's what they said, this could be a town funded project. So at I think it was in August 19th, maybe, Board of Selectmen meeting, we came and discussed it. And I think it was Selectman Zager that mentioned, are there any other fencing issues that you're having? Like, should we do kind of a larger scope assessment here and just kind of do it once and do it right if there are any other fencing needs? And so I think that's when Mr. Higgins or Mr. Goodwin from the district worked with the fencing company to do that broader scope of needs for fencing. So I know that part of that was the Memorial Drive, the playground that's used for first, second, and third grade is not fully fenced in. It's 3/4 of the way fenced in. And the gate is currently broken. So I'm assuming that newer quote includes fully fencing in that piece and fixing the broken gate.
Okay, thank you. So what I see here, if I'm understanding this, so I have two different quotes, pages. They look very similar. Maybe it's just a duplicate in the.
No, it's
it's
not.
not. The prices are different. So there's area one.
Which is the original preschool area here in the back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the kindergarten and preschool playground, and also the aftercare program uses that one as well.
Okay, so that's 17,800.
Right.
And then there's area two, which is,
Along the
So that's
drive coming
the
into
Ted
thing.
Just baseball field that's right on Bullock Road there. That's currently not fenced in at all.
okay.
Sarah, sorry to cut in, guys, is that used currently by students during the day?
It is.
It is?
It is, yeah, for gym class. Gym class uses that field.
Okay.
That's kind of sketchy, but there's no fence there.
But there's fence along Bullock Road there.
There
Oh,
is.
yes, yes, sorry, there is
It's
a
all fenced in.
fence
was gonna say
along,
it's-
right, that's correct, but not along the driveway and not along, the neighboring property there,
Okay, understood.
yeah.
And then area three, we have three different options for area three, which here. This
Right,
is
so
like- this
that
we have
double red
replacing.
line is where the broken gate is. So I assume that's repairing that gate. And then the other red line is closing it off, so that would be fully fenced in. Right now, it's not. So again, theoretically, students could run from that playground onto Bullock Road
Okay,
or the driveway.
They can't really run to Bullock Road, right? They can run to the driveway, but they really can't run to Bullock Road.
Yeah, yes, the front fence runs along, right, there's an opening at the driveway, so they would have to run to the driveway to Bullock Road.
gotcha.
So they'd have to run up the hill. Does that happen?
That does not happen as much. They don't, no, I've only heard of that being an issue for the kindergarten playground. Because the kindergarten playground is also where the South Coast Collaborative students use. So those are your special needs students who are more likely to have flight issues and things like that. I think, and this, I would say, and I shouldn't speak for the district, but I feel like this one is more of a nice to have, not a need to have, whereas the K playground is a little bit more of a need to have.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If I may,
Prioritize.
that's exactly right. When this was originally brought to our attention, we went through the process of going through the site visit, identifying what the options would be in order to fully fence in the different areas where the students are out during recess, though not necessarily things that we had listed as needs for the district. But when, at the last meeting or in the meeting in August, when it was asked, what are the larger fencing issues, it was necessary for us to take a longer look at it. So from that perspective, I would suggest there are two primary issues, one being the playground, the kindergarten playground, kindergarten pre-gate playground, and then the gate, the access gate from the parking lot to the playground area, which is now in disrepair. So the replacement would be, it's a pretty wide span, but it's also on a hill, so the suggestion from the fencing company would be we would design it in two, as it is currently with two gates, because it's too big to have as a single gate. One gate would be a sliding gate, and the other gate would be a swinging gate. The only reason for that is that the sliding gate is going to last longer than a swinging gate.
And is that is one of those options there?
It's included in all of option 3.
Okay.
Or area 3,
Area 3.
right? If you look at the bottom of each one of those maps, you'll see the breakdown of what's happening and what's being explained in the.
Gotcha.
Apologies for the pictures. This is quite right at the limit of my abilities relative to creating the images, but you can see the arrows there that are crossing over the gray path.
Yeah.
And that's the gate. And then the other red lines, again, are without a lot of direction, just the question of what are the fencing needs for the district, or what are the potential fencing needs and wants. We put all the needs and wants in front of you.
Yeah.
So my thoughts, guys, is if you look at those options, the gate obviously needs to be repaired, right? Like, that's an obvious part of it. The one that would run the gate, the first option 1, would allow the most space to be used, right? And I guess because my fear is if a kid gets around the front of the school and no one notices them, we say they have to run up to the entrance, which is it's notable, but at the same time, they could, if no one sees them, get around. This will help keep them in the area, and it would be the least amount of added fencing.
Well, it'll be fixing one fence, right? Fixing the fence, the sliding fence, and then adding that bottom section, is what you're saying?
Yes. Versus if you look at the other options, you're actually cutting off, like that one, you're actually cutting off part of the area. And then the other one, it's cutting off even more of the area.
Right.
So if we were gonna do anything over here, I would say that it would make sense to run that one across the front to keep the most space available for the kids.
So that
That
is.
one right there.
This is option 1, area 3, option 1.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, the backside one has to be done, the one for the.
So that's area 1.
Area 1.
Area 1.
Yep.
Right, but to their point is that I had asked, what else would we need to do? If we were gonna do it, let's do it once and do it right in that first meeting, so they, to their credit, came back with this information for us. You know, and that's something I had said, but we all agreed upon that we should do.
And area 2 is the more of a nice to have?
Correct.
Okay. And then, so funding wise? Deb?
I mean, I'm not, I think it's a struggle right now, right? We're talking
Yeah.
about funding $1.25 million for a boiler. And then we're talking about spending another $2 million at the next meeting for a roof. So I think that, I think it's doable, it's always doable, but I think it's just, there's a lot of competing needs. I think maybe you do area one.
Now that you identify this, Jack, has this been added to the capital improvement plan for the district at all, as far as some of the fencing? Because at the end of the day, I agree with the fencing needs to be, in certain areas, should be done, right? It'll help alleviate the burden of the monitors and the teachers and the paras that are out there watching these kids. It's easier to corral them in with the fencing and everything else. But a lot of it has to do with programming, right? I know the baseball field's used for gymnasiums. I'm just trying to see what fits in the district versus, like, the special project number one is really a special project in a sense, right? To get that in the back done. Because it was discussed years ago, and here we are finally talking about it. Well, the other ones, I'm just thinking out loud going, do we add these fencing in and later on they change the project, or what they're gonna use the property for, or programming, I should say, and then we chasing our tails in a sense to add more fencing, trying to alleviate tomorrow's needs with today's budgets, right? So how do we do that?
So relative to the capital plan, yes, it is drafted into penciled in maybe into the larger plan. With the idea that not all of those Area 3 options, if we were choosing, we would choose the one that's offering the most amount of space, which would be option one. And with that being said, there is no current curricular plans that would cause the fence to become outdated.
Perfect.
So then do we just do area number one then, and go back to what originally
Or
was?
do one and maybe 3-1, which gives you
Yeah.
the gate?
That's what I was gonna say.
That sounds like a total of 35,000-ish. I
Yeah.
think we asked for that at the special town meeting. That takes out the two highest priorities.
Yeah,
They
I agree.
then come back to the next meeting.
Right.
We can address the nice to haves, right? And once we have a better idea of,
I
we
agree.
know the boiler's gonna be more expensive than we think, the roof's gonna be more expensive than we think.
Yeah.
It's, you
And
know,
having heat and no water leaking through the building is far more important. This was just, us talking about it
Right.
at that point. And
Well, it's also good to take care of the kids and everybody there. So you're right. I think 3.1, the version of 3.1 in number one, that's probably the best bang for our buck as far as improving the school and
Safety.
keeping safety in mind, right?
completely okay
So
with that.
updating the fence, which is great, maybe automatic fence in the morning for drop off.
Right.
Add in there.
I think it's important to note that if you look at 3.1, there would be a gate. Again, that little triangle shape.
Yeah.
That would be a human-sized gate.
Okay.
But then in area one, sorry, for the pre-K playground, it's in the explanation, but we would also be putting in an equipment gate. We would want to be able to get in equipment,
Yeah.
front-end loader in order to,
Maintain it,
the
yeah.
ideally, we'd be putting in newer and better ADA compliant equipment in the future.
Yeah.
And certainly don't want the
Put
fence
up
to
do
restrict
that.
that.
Understood.
100%,
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, so the folks on Zoom, any kind of last input? I think what I'm gonna propose for a vote here is that we go forward with Area 1 and Area 3.1, and ask for 35,000 for funding at the special town meeting.
I think that would be very much appreciated by the school staff and students and community. That would be
Awesome.
great.
Awesome.
All right, great,
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
thank you.
Appreciate
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, thank you, appreciate your input.
Awesome. Thanks, Jack.
And, yeah, I think the maps, the graphics look pretty good.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to this agenda item 7, so, I'll entertain a motion to vote, I'm gonna entertain a motion to have, Area 1 and Area 3.1, utilized or put forth for the special town meeting with a total funding of $35,000.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes, do you think 35,000, that's good?
I think so, that gives us some wiggle room. Sometimes Southeast Fence doesn't always budget for prevailing wage,
Okay.
so that gives us some wiggle room, and I'm
Yeah,
sure
right.
if we're short, PTO can make up the difference.
All right, great. All right, agenda item
9?
10?
10, we didn't do 10 yet. Okay, this is related back to 9, which we already did, which is the
I
roof.
apologize, yeah.
So, this is just to authorize Deb to sign the documents, so I'll entertain a motion to authorize town administrator to sign documents associated with the Freetown Elementary School roof design services.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. All right, agenda item 11, discussion and vote whether to close town hall, libraries, COA, and highway at noon on Christmas Eve for the holiday party at the town hall. Anyone a Grinch? Although I saw that Selectman Lopes is wearing a Grinch shirt.
My, we did the advent calendar today, I will give them credit, and they said I have to wear this shirt, this sweater to my meeting. So, thank you, kids.
Well, I hope you're not a Grinch
So-
on this.
No, I'm
vote.
not, I'm,
Usually we request to close the town hall on an odd day to have the town hall, to have a party.
Yeah.
But this year, the employees would like to do this instead. They'll probably order some pizza in and just have it at the town hall. They'll close
Perfect.
at
Awesome.
noontime.
You know, I think that means that we've made a lot of strides forward with the town hall, that they want to hang out there. You know, when they don't have to.
heating and air
It'll be the
conditioning.
they should be the fastest pizza eating contest ever, because I'll bet they'll be eating that pizza and they'll be out.
That's great.
It is looking good in there, it is looking good in
I
there.
mean, it looks so much better in the last, it really does. All right, so with that, I'll entertain a motion to close town hall, libraries, council on aging, and highway at noon on Christmas Eve for the holiday party at town hall.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Agenda item 12, discussion and vote for library and council on aging to observe same holiday schedules as other town buildings as follows. So this is A through D. A, Christmas Eve, close at 12 p.m. B, day after Christmas, regular hours. C, New Year's Eve, regular hours. D, day after New Year's, regular hours.
Okay, so one change on that is on New Year's Eve, the library is technically, it's a Wednesday, I believe, is open till 7 p.m. So I think that, regular hours for everybody else is 8 to 4, so can we close the library or allow
Yeah, no
the
one's going to
staff
the
go
library
home
on
at
New Year's
4?
Eve at 7
At-
p.m.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay,
so I'm thinking
know.
at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Okay. Anyone good with that?
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Good.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to have the library and council on aging observe the same holiday schedules as the town other town buildings, except for New Year's Eve. They will close at 4 p.m.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes, okay.
Deep breath.
Agenda item 13, discussion and vote whether to approve the following Class 2 motor vehicle dealer license for 2026. I'm gonna read these A through I. Bob Motors Works, Craig J. Cabral, DBA Evolution Auto Sales. C. Nuno's Auto Repair Unlimited, Inc. D. Basic Equipment, Inc. Basic Used Cars, Trucks, and Equipment. E. Chopperhead Industries, DBA, Inc., DBA Chopperhead Custom Cycles. F. Roger L. Donnell, DBA Bowler's Garage. G. Christopher J. Cabral, DGA CJ Auto Sales. H. Armin H. Claremont, DBA Claremont's Auto Sales. And I. Mark H. Bullock, DBA Chipotle Auto Sales. Everyone's got all their paperwork in?
Correct.
Anyone, questions or concerns?
No.
All right, so with that, I want to a motion to approve the Class 2 motor vehicles listed in the agenda A through I.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Okay, moving on to agenda item 14. Discussion and vote whether to approve the following Class 3 motor vehicle dealer license for 2026. These are A through J. Wow. A, Petty Auto Salvage LLC. B, Millen S. Westgate Jr. and Millen S. Westgate III, DBA Westgate Auto. C, Daniel Cripsum, DBA Hometown Automotive. D, Jeffrey Raposa, DBA Freetown Auto Salvage. E, Joseph F. Costa III, DBA J&T Auto Salvage. F, DB Fabrication Inc., DBA Bugs Stevens Freetown Auto. G, John Borden, DBA CSA Auto Parts. H, Donald F. Mendoza, DBA DM Auto Enterprise. I, Big Wheels Truck Sales. And J, Millis Industries, DBA Pick and Pull. Everyone's got all the paperwork in?
They do.
Anyone have any concerns?
No.
All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the following Class 3, or the Class 3 motorcycles listed in the agenda, A through J, for motor vehicle license, dealer license for 2026.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. All right, agenda item 15, discussion of whether to approve the auto auctioneer license renewal for 2026 for Joseph F. Costa III, DBA J&T Auto Sales. They have their information in? Luann?
Everything's here.
Good. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the auctioneer license renewal for 2026 for Joseph F. Costa III, DBA J&T Auto Salvage.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. 16, discussion of vote whether to approve the motor vehicle graveyard license renewal for 2026 for Millis Industries, DBA Pig and Pull. They have all their stuff in, Luann?
Correct.
Any questions or concerns?
No.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the motor vehicle graveyard license renewal for 2026 for Pig and Pull.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. All right, agenda item 17. This is discussion and vote whether to approve the following restaurants, all alcohol beverages to be drunk on premise. License renewal for 2026, A through C. A is Profile Rock Inc. / The Profile Tavern. B, Carsley Inc. C, Narrows Road Events LLC. They have all their information in.
They do.
Any questions or concerns?
No.
No.
All right, so a motion to approve the the restaurants A through C for their all alcohol beverage to be drunk on premise license renewal for 2026.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Agenda item 18, this is for the VFW. So discussion and vote whether to approve all alcohol beverages club license renewal for the Freetown Memorial Post 6643 VFW for 2026. Anyone have an issue with that?
No.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the VFW's all alcohol beverage club license renewal for the Freetown, for Freetown Memorial Post 6643 for 2026.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Agenda item 19, discussion and vote to approve the following 2026 all alcohol beverage liquor license renewals. So A is M&H Juniors Inc. and B is K&E Liquors Inc. They have all their stuff in?
They do.
All right, any questions or concerns?
No.
I'll entertain a motion to approve agenda items 19A and B for the 2026 all alcohol beverage liquor license renewals.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes, sorry. Jumped on that one.
That's all good.
Agenda item 20, discussion and vote whether to approve the 2026 wine and malt beverage liquor license renewals. So A through C, M&H Grandpa's Inc., B, Mason Road Food Mart Corp., and C, Cumberland Farms of Mass Inc., which, that must be the Neon, right?
Correct.
All right, previously known as Neon. Okay, they got all their information in?
Correct.
Any questions or concerns?
No.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda items 20A through C for 2026 wine and malt beverage liquor license renewals.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Agenda item 21, discussion of vote whether to approve the following 2025, I think we have 2026 written.
26, yeah.
Yep, 2026 entertainment license renewals. A and B, A, Profile Rock Inc. / The Profile Tavern, and B, Freetown Memorial Post 6643 VFW. I'll entertain a motion to approve those licenses.
A motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Agenda item 22, discussion and vote whether to approve the following annual license renewal for the Freetown Memorial Post 6643 VFW for the jukebox and automatic devices license. Any questions with that?
No.
No.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve that license.
A motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Agenda item 23, discussion and vote whether to approve the seasonal population increase estimates form for 2026. I don't have it in front of me anymore.
It's just bumping it up by 30 people for 9,236 It's the same number we used last year.
All right, anyone's got an issue with that?
No?
No.
All right, so with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the seasonal population increase estimate form for 2026.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Acknowledge the disclosure of the appearance of conflict of interest form for Nicholas J. Veloso. All right. Any questions or concerns on that?
No.
All right, no vote here, so thank you, Nick, for.
Yep. Good job, Nick.
All right, agenda item 25, discussion and vote whether to declare the fire department Canon Image Runner 4225 as surplus and have it, and to have automated solutions remove the old copier. This is actually great if they'll take the copier. Any questions or concerns with that?
No.
I'm sure no one else wants it, right?
Nope, we asked all department heads, no one had a need.
Because that'd
It's
be a.
really old.
Yeah, and
A
it's
reef.
just, those are a pain to get rid of. All right, so with that, I'll entertain a motion to declare the fire department Canon Image Runner 4225 as a surplus and to have the automated solutions, have automated solutions remove the old printer, copier.
Motion made?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. Now we'll kick it over to personnel.
I was gonna say, you can just keep going, knock them out. All right, item agenda 26, discussion and vote on a stipend for Tim McIntosh for website implementation and support. So as we know, the website is being updated. It looks like it's gonna go live in a few days on the 8th. Couple of big changes. I don't know if you saw the email from today. And this was the discussion we had last time regarding the stipend. I believe we're looking at $1,200 or $1,500 for the stipend.
1750?
Yeah,
1750? Was that the change? Okay.
And he's done a lot of work, and this was a heavy lift, and we would not have been able to get this done without his help, so.
He's great at this stuff.
He is really good at it, he's
He
been
enjoys
diligent
it,
with
too.
it, taking care of everything, so.
Yeah.
This has been a blessing for our department, because we could have done it, but it would have taken an exorbitant amount of time, and a lot of other things would have gone by the wayside, so I do thank Tim for all of his help with this.
Yeah, and if you are interested in he offered to come by today or do a Zoom today regarding like almost like a trial run. Obviously, I said no to him because we had a big enough agenda, but he did say if any of you and myself want to sit down with him or even do a Zoom this week to kind of see before it rolls out, that he'd accommodate us.
And I did see it with him already, when I stopped by the office, and it looked really good. He had some other little tweaks he was still making at
Yes.
that point. This was, only a few days ago, and, but yeah, what a difference, so.
Right.
Hats off to him.
Yep. So the question at hand is, everyone okay with the stipend that's been mentioned, 1750?
Yes,
all right.
absolutely.
Is Tim will be okay with that?
Yeah, I had a discussion with him because, he agreed to do this work, and it's above and beyond, obviously, his regular job, and he's been doing it outside of office hours, like he's been
Yeah.
doing it at night and on the weekends and things like that. And I had a discussion about where his thoughts were, and what he thought, and I said, what about this? And, he was okay with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I entertain the motion to approve a stipend of $1,750 for Tim McIntosh for website implementation and support.
I'll make that motion.
I will second it.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes.
All right, item agenda 27, discussion vote whether to approve the appointment of Keith Sylvia as truck driver effective 11/18/2025 through 6/30/2026. This is one of two that we've been interviewing and looking to hire for quite some time, so I'm happy that this is on our page today. So, as it says, this is a truck driver that Chuck requires for duties in town. And we finally got somebody that wants to work for free time. Not finally, it's, you know what I mean? It's like we found somebody that we're great with. Discussions, issues, concerns?
No.
Open, all right. Entertain the motion to approve the appointment of Keith Sylvia as truck driver effective 11/18/2025 through 6/30/2026.
I'll make that motion.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes.
All right, and then number 28, discussion and vote whether to approve the appointment of Heather Johnson as Assistant Animal Control Officer effective 12/2/2025 through 6/30/2026. again, another one that we've been looking for a while to help out our animal control officer, so happy to have more people on board. So,
Awesome.
all right. Entertain a motion to approve and appoint of Heather Johnson as animal control officer, assistant animal control officer, effective 12/2/2025 through 6/30/2026.
I'll make that motion.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Selectman Lopes?
Yes.
Selectman Zager?
Yes.
Selectman Matthews?
Yes. All right.
That's a carpal tunnel begin.
Nothing for board and parks. Anything, Deb, you want to talk about while we're signing here?
All right, I can't believe it's December 1.
Wow.
So we'll be, our office will be working obviously on town meeting warrant and getting that ready to go out and be posted. I think that's between the, the holiday schedule and town meeting warrant, that's what we'll be working on. The COA parking lot, as we talked about, is underway, looking bigger and better.
That's awesome.
And, that's about it for right now.
That's,
And everyone's happy with it. I
Yeah.
talked to people from the food pantry who are thrilled with it, people from COA, they're happy with it, so hats off to everyone, because,
Yeah.
that wasn't easy.
Now, are we gonna get an overview, like a sky view of all the parking in that area? Just thinking for our
We asked
events.
the police chief to use the drone and
Yeah.
get you whatever you
Oh,
want.
true, yeah, we could also do it,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
I guess so. I just wanna make sure people know where to park in those areas for school events, baseball events,
Yeah.
HOA events.
I think like you might wanna wait till it's all striped and finished, but I mean, that's the thing, is it will definitely be used for the, ball fields as long as the COA is not open.
Right. That's why I wanna establish that boundary between the two. Go ahead and use it when it's able to be used, but the primary function for that
Yeah,
area is for the
usually
COA.
baseball is like weekends, right, so the COA is not there.
In the summer times, sometimes it's week-long tournaments throughout the
Yeah.
summer, so getting that's why I'm trying to get it ahead of schedule.
But
so
then
we-
you could use the school, right? So,
Right.
But it's needed to happen, and I think with all that we have going on in that building, they're so busy, the COA, and then, of course, the food pantry after hours, so I think it's a win-win. I'm excited for them, and then we'll just have to do the Lulu lift. And then that building should be good until we can, for all municipal purposes, but until we can get a new COA and move in the annex people possibly in there.
Make your hands cramp tonight.
I know, you need a stamp.
As we were going through all those, that's one of my
Okay.
thoughts was, is we're gonna have a lot to sign.
Yeah. That's like my wrist is gonna start tracking. Actually, Deb, any updates on the memorial? The helicopter?
Helicopter, I don't have any updates on that. Luann, do you have any updates on it?
No, I think they mitigated where the birds are coming in.
Yeah, they filled it in with foam or,
I think
A
Carl
spray,
and
yeah.
and Bob Quebec are on top of it.
yeah, Carl said he was gonna fill it in with expanding foam and then cut it out to make it look neat so that the birds wouldn't go in there.
And the painter's engaged, then they have the paint, but that he can't do it until
Right.
the weather is better in the spring. Because it has some kind of a resin in there or
Yeah, and
something.
what is the weather for tomorrow? I already got messages that some schools are talking about closing. I'm like, what is the weather tomorrow?
Really?
It's supposed to
Yeah.
be potential snow up to a couple inches.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah, so
crazy.
First one of the season, people drive first time for the winter season. They see snow, especially the young drivers. So we just gotta make sure Jared stays away from the four corners.
Well, you did hear that there was another accident there.
There was, I drove, as soon as it happened, the airbag was still going off, all the powder, and I saw Chuck walking out, so I was like, all right.
A lot of close calls today, lots of horns.
Yes, it's every day.
Like, oof.
I almost got hit on the way here, right here. Truck came all the way into my lane, like right in front of the COA pretty much.
Just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. I had to swerve like off the road. wonder how many times I've done my signature over the last 6 years.
So Luann was cleaning the office and she found some old files from the COA building from 1988. You don't know how excited I am to go through them when I have a minute. So like, things that we couldn't find, like I think the old septic system, I love that.
Nice.
37 years old.
Yeah, and then you see all the old signatures from like Sam Ferry, and if you're from town, you know who these
Yeah.
people are. It's neat.
Well,
I have one to sign.
Yeah, we got a couple of them.
I just said we're almost done. They keep coming.
Every so often, I forget how to sign my own name. It's like, jeez. No, I noticed that, like, not all the businesses in town were in here. Are there more coming?
There's some that haven't sent in their
Okay,
paperwork,
sure.
and if they owe taxes
Got it.
or utility bills, they're not on this list because they have to pay them before they're.
Makes sense.
Is that it?
Yeah, we gotta,
Got the GIMP. Slowing things
It's a
down.
lot.
I know.
It's a lot of them.
Excuse me.
Jerry keeps giving me more and more.
well, at least as you shrink the pile down now, it means that you're getting closer to the end. You can see the end is near.
You can tell which was signed first and which was.
Christmas is in 3 weeks.
I know.
How did that happen?
This year's flown by.
It's like the time between Thanksgiving and Christmas is really
All
short.
set, Trevor.
You better
Yeah.
go Christmas shopping.
Haven't done anything yet. All right, so with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion made?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Luann?
Second low.
Yes.
Selectman Zager.
Yes.
Selectman Matthews.
Yes. Thank you. Good night.